Hi everyone, so this might be a complete disaster, but I have a hankering to play with the Cricut Joy. I haven't used mine in a long time, so I thought, well, we'll pop on here and make a little project that has to do with that. So let's try it. So if I have any links that pertain to what we're doing today, I'll pop those in the description box, possibly embed in the video. Those would be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission for your purchase items to those links. So thank you for using those if you would like. We'll just get right to it. So again, at this point, I haven't used this in so long. I had to log in again. We're going to want to make a new project, and I am going, well, just blank canvas. They're always changing things up. I don't even know what this is. Let's go blank canvas. And I'm going to say, a lot of times I tell you guys to put it on Explore, because that way, even if it's a large cut file, you can shrink down to fit on the Joy. You can do that. Sometimes things that have score lines, it'll tell you can't do in the Joy, but you can also delete the score lines. If it's a big project, they're just not going to even show up in the search because the Joy only goes so large. So I always say to click, keep it on Explore. But today we are going to say Joy, just because I forget the sizing of that anyway. And I have to double check that actually. We'll see. I'm sure this will tell me when something's out of line. Now, I'm trying to do this out of free shapes. It's going to be like a little Halloween treat bag. And I want something, this is what I want. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, because I was like, if I have to find a free shape, maybe a cut file, I'll do that. Okay, so what I'm going to have to do is, oh, you can mess with this all kinds of ways, huh? Okay, very interesting. How big is this right now? It told me it was 3 by 4 3/4. Okay, I think your basic Joy mat. Let me see. Let me click make real quick. I don't want to save it right now. Let's say on mat. I do have the larger mat, so it's 4.5 by 6.5. I have longer ones, but I don't really care about the length part. I think it's this part, the width. Okay, 4.5 by 6.5. So let's go back. 4.5 by 6.5. Okay, so maybe, and that doesn't mean you can max out the 4.5 by 6.5. Actually, that's fine. Let me think. 3, 4. I'm trying to think how big I want this thing to be, how wide. So 4.5. Let's say 3.5 by 6.5. That makes it 5 inches tall. That's fine. Okay, this is going to be my basic piece. I'm going to rotate it 180, I think. Just so I want it to look like a little like Tombstone, and we're going to decorate it, okay? So I want that. I want 2 of this guy. So I'm going to duplicate. I just right-clicked to get 2 of them. We're going to mess with one in a different way in just a moment. This guy, I want to do an offset. So I'm going to click on offset, and I want it to be smaller. So I'm going to bring this down so that the offset is a little bit smaller. That's fine. That's a good offset. So I'm going to say apply. And it's gray already, so that's kind of fun. It's already Tombstone colors. Now, I will say, purple or whatever colors you want to make this more festive and more fun. That's definitely up to you. Okay, and this is just a little mat that we're going to have on top of here. So I want to put some text in here, and hopefully I have a text that is fun. And I have a ton of texts or fonts, should I say. So I'm going to sort through and get free and also writing. So I'm clicking on free and writing. Free because I want you guys to be able to use it. I want it to look like something like this, something fun. If they had one that looks like scary, I would like that better. Free and writing, there's only like 4 or 5, so that's very interesting. I can't count, obviously there's a few more than that, but I'm saying there are very few. So let's go with this one just because it looks kind of cool. And let's put some fun names like Irma Goner, right? Isn't that fun? You want it to sound cute. Now you can put some dates on that if you want all that kind of thing, but I think I'm just gonna take that, pop it on here. It is very thin, I will say, but it depends on how it writes with your markers, your pens, your gel pens, whatever you might have. That's pretty good actually. Let's lighten this background one just so that it could be, you can see it a little better. Well, not that one. Let's do this one. Okay. So Irma Goner, very cute. And let's get an image that is also free. So I'm going to click on free so you guys can use this cut file if you like it. And I want a flourish type thing. Oopsie. Oh, these are cute. Like something like that. I mean, it could be more just like a basic thing like this. Or like this. Or like this, right? So any of these flourishes. This one's kind of sweet though, so let's do that one. Oh, it's tiny. I'm going to pull it this way. And actually, that's interesting. Is that a writing one? It looks like it's already pen. Yes, perfect. Okay. I was going to show you how if I was to take, let's say you pick something else that's more of a cut. None of these are really working for me. But let's say you took this one. Okay. So I can show you something that's not as simple as this, because this is already a drawing. And maybe I want to put it here just to decorate that a little bit. I think that's very cute. But let's say we use something like this, and let's get in here because I don't want all of this. Let me see. Okay, so let's delete that. Let's delete this one. Oh, nope. That was all of them. Let's delete this one. When you double click on just one thing, you can isolate it. So I'm trying to grab this one here, and then this one, I'm going to delete that. So let's say this is what I wanted, and I want to draw it. What am I doing? Okay. Make it small like this. And see over here it says basic cut. You can make it into a draw pen. And it would look like this. So it's going to draw that. It's not going to color it in for you, at least not that I know of. But you can put that on there, and that can also be another decoration that your pen would draw, right? So should we have something else up here though? Let's see if we can find something else that's also free. Is this still on free? I think. Yes, okay. Like a little flower or something? Or arch or something like that you can find that this thing can draw for you. I guess this is another way I can show you guys that it can draw something kind of basic. I still want it to look cute. These aren't that great. Let's see. Flower, and then I guess maybe we can look at draw. Just so nothing? Okay, how about something cute? I don't know. Leaves. Well, let's just say leaf. That's kind of okay, fine. Let's just go with that. But you can play around with that and find something that you would like. This little leaf is very tiny. How can I? It's not even letting me stretch it. How can I make this bigger? Let's see. 0.75. Okay. Just a little leaf. How about a cross? Let's not do that. Let's see if they have a free cross. No. Well, I mean, not a drawing, so let's unclick that. Okay, so they do have a cross. Okay, let's... Oh, what am I... I was just going to drag it. Sorry, guys. Let's do this and put it here. That's cute. Now, I mean, I can definitely cut this, right? We can cut that out. You can just have that as a cut file. But I just kind of wanted to draw everything the same. So I'm just going to turn that into a pen drawing. And that's it. So it's going to be very basic, really easy. Let the machine do all this stuff. And so, okay. I feel like everything here was pretty good. I just highlighted everything. I'm going to click on a line. And I want it centered horizontally. So everything's nice and centered. Okay. Everything's all highlighted. So now I'm also going to attach this so that whenever I move this, everything goes with it. Okay. This is going to be so easy, guys. Again, I was just thinking about something very quick and simple. Now with this guy, I'm going to go ahead and move this and this. With this guy, I want to attach pieces that are going to help us glue it together to make a pouch or kind of a thing. But again, it can only be so big because it's going on the Joy. So if this is, how wide is this? 3.5 inches wide. So basically we still have an inch, but it's going to not cut completely, I don't think, to the edge. I don't really know the parameters, to be honest, of the Joy. So let's add some glue tabs that are going to be, I'm going to make this up. Hold on, let's see. How tall is this? This can let's line this up on something like there. 1, 2, 3, 3.5 inches. I'd rather know exactly where that is. 1, 2, 3, 3 3/4. Okay, let's say 0.3 inches, only because I don't know what I did with the other one. And then by 3.7, a little bit smaller than 3 3/4 because I can't really tell if this and this are the same. And also I'm going to change the color on this so I can see it better. Okay, so we have that. And I'm going to double it because we need 2 of them. One on either side of this thing. And then I'm going to want one at the very base also. And we can make that one a 1/2 inch glue tab. I suppose I should make it a measurement that makes sense that we can cut. But oh well. What I mean by that is that I can put this on a on a board and score and be like happy with whatever that is. I don't know that I can do that so well. Okay. Let's put this here. Let's put this here. Let's align these guys. I just highlighted all of them and I'm going to align them so that they are aligned at the bottom. Okay. And then I'm going to move this one over a little bit. I'm just using my arrow tools because I don't know if that's touching enough to this one too. I'm going to bring it in just a little bit. Okay. I'm going to highlight all those guys and I'm going to combine them down here. And I just want to unite that. Okay, and then I'm going to take one more shape. We could have just used the same one we just used right now, but I'm also going to change that one. And the width of this one, I should have taken that measurement before. Oh, it was 3.5, right? Inches wide. So I still want this to be 0.3. Hold on, let's undo this. 0.3 inches by 3.5. If you guys remember, this thing was 3.5 inches wide. And I'm going to make it light gray again because I want to be able to see it well. And I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees. And basically, I could have put this piece first. That would have lined up really nicely, but oh well. Let's see. Let's do this. This is how we'll know. I'm going to highlight both of those. I'm going to line them. Whatever that was. What did I do? I'm sorry, I clicked it really fast. Align horizontally, so now I know that that's right in the middle. And it should be touching, and so these are highlighted. I'm just going to go ahead and combine again and unite. Now, generally, I would get score lines and go ahead and put the score lines, but your machine won't do score lines, at least not that I know of, the Joy. So, for now, this is what we have. So, we're going to have the front and the back of our little pouch, plus this little guy. It's going to be the topper. And that's it. I mean, honestly, if we wanted to, well, that would have been cute too. If I wanted this cross to cut out, we could have had it cut this shape, you know, just leave it as a cut line. And then you see the black of this background come through. But I think we're just going to do it nice and quick, just like this, guys. Okay. And then these pen lines, hopefully they're all the same because I'm not going to change out the pen every, 2 seconds. So I guess that's it. I'm going to save this as, actually, let's go back. Let's put this on top. And we're going to say save as Tombstone treat pouch. Okay. And to make it so everyone can use it, I have to take pictures and all that. We are going to do our score lines ourselves. Okay, unfortunately. Now, the reason I made the score lines so skinny or so small is because, the machine cuts up to 4.5 by 6.5. I don't know, on the regular machine, you can only go to 11 3/4 inch square because it needs a 1/4 inch or more on each, all around, that it won't let you cut into. And I don't know if they use the Joy mats the same way, But anyway, we're just going to do our own score lines, okay? So we're going to click make. I'm going to have to go to my craft space, let's say for any material, and confirm. And so it's going to do the writing, and that's the first. So it's telling you need the pen and then the basic cut. So it's going to tell you when to have the pen in there and then when to do the actual just blade. So let's go to my craft space. I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and plug this in. I don't leave it plugged in because if you plug it in, it just stays on forever. You think it was shut off after a little while? No. It's just like, yeah, let's just stay on. So I guess because that way it's always available. But I mean, it should be a thing in your app or on your computer that you can just like, hey, hello, and turn it on. But that's okay. So it always stays on forever. I still have that little plastic cover. I know it drives some people nuts, but guess what? I'll never take it off unless it starts bothering something. This happens to be the grip mats from the Dollar Tree. And I bought like so many of them whenever they would have them. So I have a ton of them. And the first thing it wants me to do is to cut the Irma Goner part, right, the topper. You can skip to the other one if you want to do the other first. I thought just to make it cuter, I'll use lighter colors. So I'm going to use like this lavender and then like gray. I couldn't tell if this was gray or a really old black piece of paper, but I think it's gray. So I have this really light one, but I'll go with this one. And so supposedly this piece needs to be roughly 3.5 by like 5.5, just to make sure we have enough. So I'm going to cut this down. And again, today was just a quick tutorial just to show you can make all kinds of fun things. I've made lollipop holders before, like on here, and just, I don't know, think about the things that you want to make cute or package up and then come up with some cute items. 3.5. I'll do just over 3.5 just in case. And then this guy. And to be honest, I didn't grab my pens that have to do with the, this guy. The ones I always have near me are for the larger Cricut machines. So let me grab my pens that have to do with the Joy. Okay, so these are gel pens, it says. I didn't change the style of pen in the, you know, on the app there or whatever you want to call it in the program. But you can definitely pick the exact pen color and everything, but I don't care about that. So I'm just going to use this black one. I'm going to switch it out, have fun. I do have some gel pens, you know, gold and silver, but that's okay. So let me say continue. I don't know if it's found this yet, because that's what happens. It thinks about it for like 45 minutes sometimes. So let's see. I'm going to click on my Bluetooth. Oh, it found it. It found it. Hold on. Let's see. That might be better. Goodness gracious. Okay, because a lot of times it'll just think about it for a very, very long time. This is some heavy cardstock, so I'm going to say heavy cardstock. And then it's telling me to put the pen in first. So I'm going to take that, open it up. Well, you saw it, just open it up like that. Pop this guy in here. Close that up. And do I need to load this? Oh, I haven't done this in so long. I was like, what's it waiting for? Because it didn't say anything. Ooh, I don't like that this isn't really stuck down very well. Because it might move when it goes to cut. But okay. So it's loading that. And I didn't realize. I thought I had to click something in here first, but no. Okay, so now I'm going to say go. And it should do its thing. And I will let it do that. She does sound cute, I will say, but yeah, sometimes it's just a little bit problematic. Okay, this part can take a long time, so I'm going to let it draw and I'll be back. It's really cute. Hopefully it cuts it nicely, because like I said, it doesn't look like it's very stuck down. So I'll probably try and push that down again. Okay, so it's not doing anything. It doesn't move. It doesn't say anything until you click go, saying that you put in your blade. So I'm just going to press that down real quick. Let's go ahead and switch this guy out, put the blade back in. And I'll just click go over here. And again, I mean, obviously this is a smaller machine. You're going to do one at a time, but it would be nice if you could get a whole bunch of these going. But if you say that you have, like, 15 to do, obviously it's going to possibly drop that in differently. It's doing a second cut because I said it was heavyweight paper, which I appreciate. This other one's very thin paper, which is what I wanted for the thing. A third cut for 100-pound paper. There you go. Cutting 3 passes, it says. And okay, and I'm just going to click on unload here. And that's it. Can you imagine making these from vellum? That would be very cute. Either this topper piece, but I mean the bag itself. That'd be fun. Okay, so very basic little tutorial. I don't know, had something in my mind and I wanted to get it out. Okay, so for this one, it's basically to the edge. So I'm going to cut this down to 6 by 4.5, just so I have enough paper here. So what I'm going to do is cut it at 4.5. No, lies. So I'm going to cut it at 6 inches. This is A2 size paper. I'm going to cut it at 6 inches. Oh wait, 4.5 and 4.5, that's 9. Oh, this is not great for paper, because the other one is less than that, right? Oh, the other one should only be 3.5. Okay, perfect. So let's do 6. And then I'm going to cut this at 4.5 just to know that I have enough paper to make this piece. And the other one was only supposedly 3.5 inches wide, so we can definitely use this piece then. So, cut at 6. Get this on here, right down the center. Again, it's pretty much covering the whole thing. And we really did max out this paper. I mean, I probably could have gotten another little tiny bit. But again, I don't know how far this thing cuts. So let's load this up. I'm going to use this for the next one. And, oh yeah, it's asking me what paper. This is very light paper. I'm just going to say it's medium cardstock, which I don't even think it is. I think it's lighter than that. It's just some really old Michaels paper, and you guys know that stuff is like so thin. From like I'm talking about at least 10 or 15 years ago. I don't know how old this stuff is. And I'm going to press go. And so I'm going to let that cut. And then we'll go in with our next piece. And then that's it for our little treat bag. Okay. I'll be back. Well, that was really fast. I literally paused and it just came right, finished up. Okay, so I'm going to unload that. Clicked unload. That's how that happened. And that's how easy one cut, because again, it was just really thin, old paper. And then this guy. Let me see what this guy's at. He's justified more to the left, so that's fine. So I'm just going to justify this more to the left, because it cuts around here, the extra bits over here. So again, just look at where it's at so you know where to place your paper if you're cutting your paper smaller than 4.5 by 6.5, right? And again, it's just medium cardstock. And I'll load that and let it cut. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, all done. And so let's just click unload whenever it gets there. And I am done with that. And this will be really quick. So again, this paper is super thin, so if I really want to, I can just go in and score this by hand. Where is my plastic cover? Ooh, I don't know where I put it. Well, we'll find it. Here it is. I always cover this back up just because, I mean, it can get sticky and gross. So you can definitely wash it with soap and water and get it really sticky again, or wipe it down with a baby wipe. Okay, so I'm going to glue this on here. Again, this paper is nice and firm. Or stiff, I guess. I don't know. Thick. There we go. And I'll put that on there. You can pop that up if you want. I did see it did miss a little bit right there. I mean, I can bring that pen and just... I hadn't used these pens since I bought the Joy, so... a long time. Ooh, look at... No, interesting. What? It was still wet. Look at... It's always something. And it's funny because it's right at the terminal, which makes sense because it kind of presses down on that, and it presses down, so it was just a little thicker there with ink. Now, in my instruction for the bag, I guess I'll put that the glue tabs are about 1/3 of an inch in, right? I'm not going to worry about that too much. I'm just going to score them. So I will say one thing with the Cricut is that it's very easy to... Actually, let's not do that because it's not going to look nice and neat. Let's go ahead and bring something like this over. It cuts and essentially looks the same on both sides, right? Because it doesn't really have like a nice side. And in fact, sometimes the back side of it looks better to me. So all I'm doing is lining this up so I know that it's going to score like right here. Not cut, but score. Okay, so there's one. And here's the other one right in that groove, just so it's about the same. 2, and then my 3rd score. I will say, if you're trying to measure it on here, it looks like it's about 1/4 inch, to be honest. Look at that. That's the 1/4 inch line. I did say 0.3 of an inch, but I think if you line up on 1/4, you're probably good. It's a little bit out further than I would like, but that's okay. All right, so now I can comfortably do this. And the only reason, like I said, I didn't make the glue tabs bigger, which I would have loved to. I usually do 1/2-inch glue tabs, and I usually dovetail them and all that. Not dovetail them, but make it so it's nicer. I just didn't want to take the time to have to do that. I already forgot what I was going to say. Anyway, so there we go. And again, I want a nice loose paper. So if you made this with vellum, I think it would be very cute. If you also want to cut away these corners, you can do that for sure. Let's get this on here. Oopsie. You could just glue this one first if you want, and then move on to do the others, you know. But make sure it's centered. They're essentially the exact same size. I just added glue tabs on the one. Put it down. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to hold this down for a moment. Again, I just wanted to do a little something that had to do with a little writing. I mean, you know, all those little punny names. I can't even think of any of the ones right now, but Ermengarde is one of them that people like to do whenever they make like little tombstones like that. I can't think of another one right now, but put those little names in there, you know. It's cute. Is that it? I think that's probably it. Let me see. Yeah, you want to make sure it's not gluing shut. And then if I have any treats, let me go see if I have anything I can put in here to give you an example. But this ends up being, just like we measured it, you know, to begin with, kind of 3.5 inches by like 5 1/4 or so. If you want to use a larger machine, obviously you can make larger treat bags, but I'll be right back. In my mind, guys, I had these cute Ghirardellis from Costco, and I was like, oh, I think I still have a few. I thought I saw them the other day. My husband was eating them like they were like cookies or like crackers or like something small. Like he always eats his chocolate in one bite too, and I'm like, can you at least savor it? Oh, it drives me nuts when he just takes like something like this. He'll just eat in one bite. I'm like, what? Oh, it drives me nuts. And he's like, it's fine. I'm like, no, it's not fine. Anyway, they're all gone. So I just went to Costco the other day and I actually bought these, and that'll work. So let's see. Anyway, I mean, obviously, my daughter likes these little straw candies. They can fit in there really well. I mean, all these different things. I think it's cute. You know, I don't know how you would. Anyway, maybe have them sticking out the top. It would be cuter. And yeah, I mean, it holds. Those are 3 of your little peanut butter pumpkins. I mean, it's pretty good. But again, you can manipulate it. You can add score lines if you want to use this same cut file on your larger machines, right? Make it a little bit bigger. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. That was a lot of fun for me, and I hope you enjoyed, you know, just watching the process of kind of coming up with something like this. I'm sure they have a label, maybe a design that might be free that has like maybe some little scallops at the top or something like that, right? Just a different look for your little tombstone. I don't know. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all at the next one. Bye now.